Hey there, it's me. I wanted to go through the playlist of noteworthy videos that I have on my channel. Um, Mainly because I feel like I need to explain and why they are particularly noteworthy. These are videos that I've personally learned stuff from, and I feel that they they go beyond the regular intention of actually teaching stuff. Um, like it goes what I mean is the person who's doing the instructing, it goes beyond just what's on the video on the face of it. um, Now I'm gonna go through it. I'm not gonna actually play the videos, but I am actually just gonna turn on the live page and just go through the videos and stuff like this. Now, one of the most common misconceptions about piloting is that they think this is a difficult career. You have to be middle age, and I was like, no, there's 17-year-olds, there's people flying before they have their first driver's license, and then someone says, great, now I have to worry about 17-year-old kids falling out of the sky, and it was like, this particular one is like a 17-year-old lands a plane without a wheel. And one, it's terrifying because during this particular video, your heart just goes out to her because you hear the fear in her voice, and then you see it instantly going away, and she keeps calm and returns to her training, and she gets out of it with the help of the instructors who are on the ground. She is a solo shooting pilot, and she managed to land the plane. And it just reinforces the point to me that is, if you follow the training, if you do what you're taught, it will 9 times out of 10 get you out of most trouble. The fact that she didn't panic when she could have is, it could have been a hell of a lot different of a story. Um, so the first two videos are basically the same story. It's you actually get to see the person, and this is just the ATC audio of it. And it's important that it's flying is not just an old person's game. It's for everyone. Um, and it also reinforces the point that you uh, able to is the main reason why pilots are always calm in face of emergency, because they go through the checklist, they have procedures, and they're prepared. And because of that, because of their training, because they go through all the checklists, it's how they're able to stay calm and keep calm while everyone else is losing their lunch. So the third video, pilot declaring a real medical emergency. It was with me playing on messing around on X-Plane. I was doing like a flight on Boeing 737 going to Florida or something stupid, and I had ATC, live ATC on to add to the atmosphere, and it was just a coincidence that this pilot was actually declaring a medical emergency live. Um, and to me, it reinforces the point that no matter what it is that you're doing with aviation, you're always going to learn something no matter what you do. Every time you get into a cockpit with a virtual, there is the potential to learn something that you didn't know from before and use it as an experience. Um, and at that time, I had listened to Captain Joe, also the videos about the crew emergencies. I saw it, I listened to it, but I didn't really understand it because I didn't really have the knowledge or the concepts. Like it's different when you actually do something for real. Um, while being in the virtual cockpit at the same time, I got a much better understanding of, okay, so this is what the pilot does. They declare a medical emergency, they talk to ATC, they talk to the doctor, and they go through it. And this is a little reminder that no matter what you're doing, no matter how small it is, there's always a potential to learn something that we're always going to be learning. The information that you learn from day one is stuff that you're going to be using from day 2001. This particular video, writing down ATC instructions, pilot shorthand from Aviation 101. This is a particular good practice. One, yes, it shows you the method that he uses to write on the board and stuff like that. But it's also a lesson about being prepared and reinforcing it. Like doing something from the set go and keep doing it. So by the time you become to start doing instrument rating, it's going to be second nature to you because you've already been doing it during the VFR flight. Now this one, it's a single IFR flight instrument, flight rated, and it's a night flight. And this is just like a nice particular video. It's a Steve Von Kienevo. I'm sorry if I murdered that, but it's a nice video with lots of details and not too much details. The both statements are true. Like he gives the right amount of details where needed, and then when it's just time to shut up and enjoy the view, he does that perfectly, perfect timing, and you get a grasp of the effect of what it's like to fly on your own at night, which is, to me, I'm thinking is either going to be wonderful or intimidating or both. And it was interesting to see how someone who's been doing it for a while is able to cope. Because to me, I'm wondering if like it has to be nerve-wracking to realize you're on your own. Like there is nothing. There's no one else that's going to be able to come and help you and get you out of any jams that you get in. Anything you get yourself into, you've got to get yourself out of. And there was one particular moment in this video where it was virtually pitch black as they were flying over Florida, and it's all swamplands. And if you went down in the middle of the night, him just saying the chance of survival is virtually nil. There's a lot of crocodiles and wildlife down there and stuff like that, and that kind of just struck home. Like it's a very poignant fact that what you get yourself into, you got to be able to get yourself out for, and it reinforces the point that during when you're a PIC, you're pilot in command. You have all the responsibilities, the pleasures, and the hardships and responsibilities that come with that position. Everything is your command. Now, this particular one, The Landing Gear Trouble by Martin Pauly, does a brilliant example of what to do and how to do it if there's a malfunction in the plane. I have read it, I understand it, but again, seeing it and seeing someone do it helps reinforces it, and it was much. It made it much more clearer actually seeing it. Now this flight video. This is an absolute must-see video from Aviation 101. Even if you're just starting out doing VFR, the most people that I have spoken to when I was getting advice, they don't see the harm of flying in IFR conditions when they just VFR. They don't understand the reality of flying through clouds and how you can get turned around and the dangers of stuff like that. The lesson that was inside of the video about personal minimums and the get home-itis that he mentions, it's in there. But this is a good demonstration of learning of what it's like to be in IMC and through solid cloud, and why it's important to have instrument rating or have some instrument guide training, and why it's not something to take lightly and to take seriously. Number 8, this one from Fly Chops. This is just a sweet video. It captures the essence and the magic of flying. Just it is one of the many reasons why we all want to go flying. All have we all have our ideas and dreams about flying and stuff like that, and that video captures it perfectly. So that's why I considered it. That's why I figured it's noteworthy, because it's perfect, and it has the training about engine failure. Like there is a subliminal messaging underneath the subliminal message of the video on what it's trying to teach and convey across to you, which I like. This one, I had to the stroke one. I had to listen to this or watch this several times to really comprehend this, because it's kind of stunning that this even occurred, but in the end it's also amazing just how close of a community the pilot industry is. Like, they all say that people are close with pilots and stuff like that, but they got help into the tower because the controller was suffering a stroke, and the pilots didn't understand at first, and then eventually they got help. Now this one is a little bit more informative, by Ryan Huber. It's about 10 jobs to get for low-time pilots. I mean, to be honest, which is what I'm doing, I'm in this for a job. I want to be getting paid for flying, so that's why I'm doing it. So that one's just more informative. This one is a common question I hear on other people's channels, so instead of explaining it, they can listen to find out what happens. Now, these next 2 videos, part 1 and part 2 are the same. It is a demonstration on how to do an oil change, which helped me because I didn't know, and how to change spark plugs, yes. But it also reinforces the original lesson that flying is a young person's game as well as it is an old person's game. And I look forward when I don't have to point out this fact. They're women, so it's not just a man's club either. And it reinforces a lot of the good things. One, it's a woman messing around with engine parts and doing oil changes. Second of all, it's a woman in aviation and mechanics. And 2, it's just a strong demonstration of pilot mechanics and how to maintain your aircraft and how to maintain your workstation. And then again on this one, it's the same aviation ground school, same person as before, but I added it because I had no idea how to do bike laning changes or anything like that. It's I actually added that because I actually learned how to do something, and it's and they make it look easy. So I learned a lot from that. This one is from AOPA Live. This one is kind of amazing, actually. It's about historical planes. This guy is like 80 years old. He's probably 84 by now, but his son died from a highway accident and has grandchildren that he was going to leave the planes to. And he's got a couple of the planes from the Battle of the Britain movie. He's got 3 ME-109s, German planes, Messerschmitts, and He has a P-51 and a Spitfire, which he's standing behind. I would do anything to get that Spitfire from him. I don't think it's flyable, from what he said. I kind of question his evaluation of the Spitfire, because he was like saying that the Spitfire was barely better than the ME-109s and the way he described the Spitfire and ME-109 is head and shoulders over the P-51. There is a lot of people that I know and I met and I've talked to that said the complete opposite. Yes, he's flown a lot of them. Yes, he flew in this. He got that plane which he flew during the Battle of Britain, during the war and stuff like that, and he was shot down several times in it. But I don't know. I did that just because it's like you gotta appreciate where aviation has come from. Like, you've gotta understand the past before you can go forward, and it's the message that was hidden in the video is about keeping planes flying. It's sad to see a plane lying dormant on the ground, never to be flown again. And I really, really would like to fly a Spitfire. They're such beautiful, majestic planes. So yeah, this is the current list of noteworthy videos. Like, that's what I get out of videos like this, is what I take from them. Maybe I'm reading too much into these videos, but that's what I personally get out of them. That's why I haven't added every single video that I've seen to this particular list. It's because I'm watching, I'm always learning stuff, and anytime I get a particular strong message or feel from a video, I'll add it, and it's because I've learned something from it, and I feel it's something important, worth sharing with other people. Like, I have a page on my portfolio page that says it helps me. It may help you. So that's another reason why I did it. I mean, every single one of these videos, I learned something, and I learned something important, more than what the original purpose of the video was. Example, the original point of the video was how to do an oil change, a spark plug change, but it taught me so much more than what it originally set out to. So, okay, I hope that gives you a little insight about this playlist. Set up your own noteworthy videos. I mean, whatever it is you're interested in, regardless if it's about planes or aviation or not. I mean, we all learn something from watching these, and you don't have to do videos like this to explain it, but I felt like I should, just because I'm starting to add a few of these videos to this playlist, and I felt like I should explain myself. So, okay, there we go.